Yes, lovely people. I hope you're well. Welcome to the Sanderson Show. We are going to be reviewing at UFC 304, which is now in the books. Happened in Manchester. We have a new welterweight champion, and no one will ever forget his name. Aspinall shows why he, in my opinion, is the best heavyweight in the world. Arnold Allen picks up a very much needed victory. CLD versus RoboCop had everything as advertised, was a very good fight, and Paddy Pimblett said that to the haters. He's put Bobby Green to sleep and also silenced a lot of his critics. As always, guys, I'm going to ask straight away, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please do smash that like button. On the road to 2,000 subs, hopefully going to get there by the end of August, but the sooner the better, so please help on that journey, guys. Gonna start with the main event and then work my way down the main card. First and foremost, though, I've got to shout out my two partners in crime. Shout out to Luke Tanner. Go subscribe to his channel. Link is in the description. And also shout out to Jamie Phillips. Link is in the description to his channel as well. Without those two, would not have this channel popping the way it is. And also massive shout out to Drifty, who jumped on straight after doing a stream on his channel, straight on to the UFC 304 card last night as well. So shout out to Drifty. And then obviously I've got a shout out man like Matt, one of my Coppish brothers. Right, gonna start with the main event, and that was this fight. Anyone who knows me knows I'm of Jamaican heritage. I root for my Jamaican fighters, whether it be Randy Brown, Aljamain Sterling, especially Leon Edwards, especially after his amazing KO win over Kamaru Usman, and then the subsequent interview and post-fight stuff after it just really resonated with me and really hit home. And since then, I've grown to, admire Leon even more than I did previously. And look, I'll be honest with you guys. I said Leon can't sleep on Belal. But if he takes him seriously, I believe he gets the business done and he gets the job done. I don't think he stops Belal. He could stop him late, but I think he gets a unanimous decision victory and he makes it look pretty good in the way that he did against Colby Covington. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Belal Muhammad, going into the fight, said, I've got hands like Canelo. His coach said that he's got hands like Canelo. Said that he's going to ragdoll Leon. He's going to have Leon looking at his corner, asking for help. He's going to 50-45 him or make it look dominant. He's going to make it look easy. And I laughed and said, the guy's delusional. The guy's crazy. He ain't doing that to Leon. Kamaru couldn't do that to Leon in the third fight. Colby couldn't do that to Leon, and they're established welterweights. Not to mention, as Luke always points out, the 35-year-old curse. If you hit 35 years and over and you go for a title, you usually end up losing. Belal said, screw all the critics, screw all your omens, screw all the data that you've got to use. My name's Belal Muhammad, and I'm going to go and win the welterweight championship, and that is what he did. I have to humble myself. Belal Muhammad, congratulations. In the lead up to the fight, I said I'm not a fan of how Belal's selling the fight and how he's acting. The only thing that I would admire about Belal if he won it would be that he shines light on the situation in Palestine. And look, I'm not going to get political on this channel regarding all that stuff. Everyone knows my political stance on the stuff happening in Palestine. Anyone who watches my stuff anyway, but that's for a different video. And I said it would be really nice for him to shed some light on that, and that he did. So for that, I'm over the moon for Belal. And also from a human standpoint as well, he's dedicated his life to achieving something which only a small percentage of people will ever achieve, and that is the status of being the best in the world. And that is what he is right now. He's the best 170-pounder in the world when it comes to mixed martial arts. Congratulations to Belal Muhammad. And interesting to see how your reign goes. As it pertains to Leon Edwards, a very, very flat performance. And I know we'll sit there and go, yes, but he's fighting at in the UK and he's fighting at 6 in the morning, whatever it was. I get that. And that is definitely a factor. But you still have to be ready. Was he carrying an injury? Shout out to ZZ. He says he's definitely carrying an injury. He's not said that. And Leon's probably not the sort of guy to say that. It's admirable. But if you're carrying an injury for me, it's pretty arrogant to go in against someone who's a top 5 fighter in the world and say, I'm carrying an injury, it's fine, now I'm going to go ahead with it. And I know he probably feels an obligation to the fans that, you know, I've got to go out there, that they've built a card around me in the UK, I've got to fulfill my obligation. If there's anyone who doesn't have to or shouldn't feel like that, it's Leon Edwards. During the pandemic, he signed up to fight Hamzat 3 times, fought Belal, was kicked out of the rankings and then reinstated, has never turned down a fight. Dana White said he was offered 3 fights for UFC 300, accepted every single one of them. If anyone has the grace with the company to say, look, guys, I'm carrying an injury, I'm so sorry, I know this is a card based in the UK, based in England, built around me, I cannot take that risk with this title, I need to be close to 100% to do this, it's Leon Rocky Edwards. And I'll be honest, if he is carrying an injury and he went into there with an injury, that's on him and his team. And I say that with the greatest respect to the team, but that's on him and his team. You cannot take this game for granted. You cannot go in subpar and limited against other elite or world-class fighters. It will not work out. It will not work out for you. We saw that last night. And I'm not even saying Leon had an injury. A few people are saying that because of his performance. I just feel as though he looked flat. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. He looked like he wanted to be anywhere but there. After the first minute of that fight, I said, Leon doesn't want to be there. Jamie and Luke said in between rounds 1 and round 2, when he was getting, you know, instructions and recapping around, said, Leon looks knackered. When have we ever looked at Leon and said he looks knackered? He looked tired in Utah when he got the head kick knockout against Kamaru. But we've never sat there and gone, he looks knackered. Belal took him down at will. Kamaru Usman didn't do that in the 3rd fight. Colby certainly didn't do that. Took him down at will. He closed the distance and look, check this out. Here's the killer. Belal Muhammad out-jabbed, outstruck Leon Edwards on the feet. He was hitting him with uppercuts, jabs, hooks, backing him up against the cage, taking the center of the octagon. I'm sorry, man. I can't sit here and take credit away from Belal Muhammad. It's not fair to do that. Say what you want about Leon, but you have to give full credit to Belal. Belal went out there, implemented the game plan, and absolutely stuck to it. The frustration from myself, a Leon Edwards fan, is I saw him in the 3rd round, dominate Belal on the ground, and then in the 5th round, get a reversal with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left, open Belal up pretty easily and quickly, and then couldn't do anything else because the fight was over. If that urgency was there from round 2, Leon Edwards would have won the fight. He showed a golfing class in that 5th round at the end and said, I can reverse you, I can get into your guard, and I can still open you up and cause massive damage. Where was that urgency before that? And, you know, Leon's going to have to live with that one. Dana said that, you know, he's not potentially going to get a title shot straight away. I mean, I can understand it based on that performance. The fact that he only had 2 defenses as opposed to Kamaru, who had a multitude of defenses. I get it. But as of right now, you have to tip your hat to Belal Muhammad, the first Palestinian American to win a UFC championship. Belal, congratulations, and we'll see how the rest of the reign goes. If you haven't already, guys, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. On to the co-main event. And if you've just heard me speak about Leon Edwards, then everything I've just said about Leon Edwards, I'm going to flip upside down and speak about Tom Aspinall. This guy is beyond special. I'll repeat, Tom Aspinall is beyond special. Shout out to Eagle Eye Football in the building. Big up yourself, Rich. Big up yourself, Nate. Tom Aspinall is special. Tom Aspinall went in there with a man who he suffered a freak injury against. His hardest stylistic matchup in the heavyweight division, barring John Jones, obviously. Went in there, was a little tentative at first, feeling his way, got caught with a couple of jabs, and you're thinking, oh, he's got to be careful here. And then 30 seconds later, the referee's pulling him off. The guy does not work on I need to be at work for a certain amount of hours basis. He works off a quality over quantity basis. Tom Aspinall, and these are my words, is the best heavyweight in the UFC right now. I know John Jones is the heavyweight champion. I know Stipe is considered the heavyweight GOAT. But legacy does not always align with present day. And present day, Tom Aspinall is the best. He's the best heavyweight. Not pound for pound number one, but he's the best heavyweight. And I'll be willing to debate that with anyone. And the only way you'll be able to stop me saying that is until I see John Jones beat him. Until that day, Tom Aspinall is the best heavyweight in the UFC. Is he the best heavyweight in the world? I mean, there's a Francis Ngannou who's out there at the PFL. I know everyone's going to say, oh, we got slept by AJ. Different sport. In MMA, Francis Ngannou absolutely destroys AJ. And I'm an AJ fan. He destroys AJ in an octagon. Shout out to Shannon. No glazing here. No glazing here. Just facts, man. You're speaking my truth. He is sensational. And the way in which he did his work is nothing short of brilliant. He does this though. He fills his opponent out for about 30 seconds, establishes range, establishes what to do, and instincts just take over. He did it to Bora. He did it to Pavlovich, and now he's done it to Curtis Blaydes. A truly, truly special heavyweight. And I'm just going to quickly go through the rankings because I think this is important as well. Tom Aspinall is obviously ranked number one. John Jones is a champion. As of right now, he's beaten Volkov, who's ranked number 3. He's beaten Blaydes, ranked number 4. He's beaten Pavlovich, number 5. Stipe's fighting Jones, so can't fight him. He's beaten Tabora, ranked number 8. He's beaten Spivak, ranked number 9. The only 2 people, apart from Stipe, he's not beaten in the top 10, is Gelton Almeida and Cyril Gane. And he's been openly trying to get the Cyril Gane fight. For me, if Stipe can't make that walk, Aspinall has to. And if Stipe does make the walk and he loses to Jones, which I expect him to, unless Jones retires, I do not want to hear him call another person's name. If he does that, he's ducking Aspinall. There's an argument to say he's ducking Aspinall right now, but if he does that, he's definitely ducking Aspinall. Shout out to a few of you. Shout out to ZZ. Shout out to Eagle Eye Football. You're saying Jones is a different level. Is he a different level at heavyweight? Because I don't think he is. I don't think he's a different level at heavyweight. Shout out to Justin. Do you know what, Justin, bro? I've been awake for hours. 3 young kids. I ain't got no sleep, man. I am tired. You probably hear it in my voice a little bit. It'll be fluctuating in how it is. I am tired as hell. I've got 3 kids. Can't leave it all to the missus to do. Got to muck in and do my bit. But I will definitely be trying to get an early night or as early night as possible. Shout out to CJ. How do I think a fight between Pereira and Aspinall plays out? I think Aspinall wins because I don't think he stands there and trades with Pereira. And he's a much bigger man. But it would be a fantastic fight. It's a fight I'd love to see after he fights John Jones. But the next fight for Aspinall should be John Jones, in my humble opinion. And Dana White didn't seem to shut the door on that. So we'll see what happens there. We really see what happens there. K2 Jr., I disagree. I don't think Jones beats Aspinall. I don't think he beats Aspinall. But I'm going to get into more matchmaking stuff. I'm going to do a show tomorrow called Matchmaker Monday. Might be a pre-recorded, actually. It'll be a very short show. So tune in for that. And yeah, we'll go from there. Right, on to the next fight. And many people said he would get boxed up, he'd get out-jabbed, he'd get out-struck, and he'd probably get finished. Paddy Pimblett, to his haters, said, no, that's not going to happen. He challenged Bobby Green to go to the ground with him and said if he does, he's going to put him to sleep. Paddy Pimblett might be a lot of things, but in 2024, Paddy Pimblett's a man that keeps his promises and sticks to his word. He put Bobby Green to sleep with a brilliant triangle. He may have actually dislocated his elbow as well. Not sure how bad the injury was. He's definitely hyperextended the elbow, but he might have dislocated it as well. Referee could have jumped in a little quicker, in my opinion. Paddy looked brilliant yesterday. Didn't take a strike. He kept Bobby at range. He forced Bobby to dive in and shoot for a takedown. Bobby never really shoots in and takes down anyone. He forced Bobby to do that. And when he got to the ground, he cinched it. First, he threatened with the guillotine. Beautiful transition into the triangle. Bobby did everything to try and battle it. Just too much. Physics and biology always wins. And Paddy Pimblett put Bobby Green to sleep. And Paddy Pimblett looked like a superstar last night. From the walkout to having the crowd in the palm of his hands, to then executing the game plan, to his post-match speech as well, where he spoke about his friend or someone he knew who passed away from cancer. Rest in peace, that person. Paddy did absolutely everything right. And guess who he called out? Renato Moicano. This is the complete opposite of Paddy Pimblett, the fight week against Jared Gordon, where he did everything wrong, in my opinion. He did absolutely everything right. From the media day, tick. The weigh-ins, tick. The walkout, tick. The weight cut, tick. The fight, tick. Post-match, tick. The post-fight interview in the press conference, tick. Everything, call out, tick. It was a perfectly executed week by Paddy Pimblett. If he keeps on having those weeks, he's going to be more than just a superstar. He'll be a megastar. Paddy Pimblett did himself no disservice whatsoever. He was absolutely brilliant. And him, Moicano, would be a fantastic fight as well. So congratulations to Paddy Pimblett, and he's a Liverpool fan as well. So even more happy for him. The next fight I'm going to discuss is this one. CLD Duncan versus RoboCop Rodriguez. It was a fight that was put into the card quite late because CLD had a late change. For me, it was a brilliant fight, and it is an excellent fight, actually. Back and forth, gory. I think Shannon, who was watching yesterday, said it was gory as well. These two really went for it. CLD, in my opinion, was overmatched, but he also showed he's tough as nails. He showed he can be the hammer and the nail. He landed some really great strikes, opened up RoboCop with a brilliant elbow, but he also got opened up, and he also got a massive hematoma on his head as well. But these two threw down. They engaged and they threw down. For me, I think they deserved a bonus. I think that was fight of the night for me. I know they didn't get a bonus, but I'm actually going to break down Dana White's post-fight press conferences on a separate video. So I think this press conference of Dana, he particularly went to heel, and I think it was very unjustified, especially without context of what actually happened on the night. And look, I think Rodriguez is who he is he is what he says on the tin. He's an exciting fighter and always fun to watch. And CLD is now in that category. Like they both showed up and showed out, and they put on a great fight. CLD for me was overmatched, as I said. I think Rodriguez is further along in his MMA experience and career than CLD. But I think CLD will catch up, and I think he'll put on a good performance in his next fight, depending on who he fights. And then the final fight, or the first fight that opened up the card, was Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Two kickboxers, two strikers, and Arnold Allen got the job done. He snapped his 2-fight losing streak, and finally he's got a W back in the win column. And it was a good fight. Not the exciting fight I expected. Sorry, not a fight I expected to be more exciting. Sorry. It was a good fight. A good fight. Both men, great technique. Arnold Allen is, I mean, he gets his name from Arnold Schwarzenegger. His dad was a strongman, and he was like the Terminator last night. He just kept on moving forward, kept on putting the pressure on, that aggressive Muay Thai stance, and he really put it on Giga, and he deserved a victory, in my opinion. Giga came out and said he tore his shoulder. If he did, I wish him a speedy recovery. I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the fight. I think Arnold Allen was just tuned in. He was switched on. He was engaged from the first second of the fight. And I think Giga just couldn't deal with the pressure overall of Allen. And I'm glad to see Allen get another win back. Glad to see him back in that win column. I have a few ideas on who I'd like to see him fight next. But as I said, that will be for tomorrow. So look out for that video. And congratulations to Arnold Allen, man. Really happy for him. Before I sign off, though, I've got to speak about a fight and a fighter from the prelims. This fight was meant to be on the main card originally, but was changed. And that is Mokaev versus Mokaev. The lead up to this fight was ugly, to say the least. Mokaev didn't help himself when he said that he lured Mokaev in for a photo and then punched him. That's sneaky stuff. But if you don't, the backstory to that is that Mokaev attacked Mokaev outside the UFC PI a few months ago. So, I mean, if you start beef with someone, you can't moan about how the beef is settled, in my opinion. Mokaev's got a history of doing stuff like this, starting trouble. So, I mean, if you're going to start trouble with people, you've got to expect what comes with it. If you're going to lean into that territory, then you've got to be willing to take what comes with that territory. And Mokaev is not a guy to be messed about with, as he showed with that situation. The problem Mokaev's got, though, and the problem Mokaev's got, is both of them said they're going to kill each other. They're going to do this and do that. Security have to separate them at the weigh-ins, etc. They get in there and they take pictures of each other, essentially. Mokaev wins the fight, though, and he remains undefeated. But Dana White comes out and basically says he's cutting him. Said he's difficult to deal with. The matchmakers don't like his style. I don't like that. Most fighters are difficult to deal with, or a lot of fighters, should I say, not most. A lot of fighters are difficult to deal with. A lot of fighters don't have fan-friendly styles. They're not being cut. A lot of fighters aren't undefeated. He is. In fact, I'll go a step further and say Dana should have really promoted this fight better with all the bad blood. I mean, wasn't it that long ago that, Khabib and Conor had a fight based off bad blood where, buses were smashed, people were attacked in lobbies, all this stuff happened. Conor's, notoriously, no pun intended, been difficult to work with behind the scenes. Has Mokaev got a fan-friendly style? Probably not. But is he one of the best in the division? Absolutely. I mean, Joe Thomas, you hit the nail on the head. He's always protecting John Jones. I mean, if there's anyone who's had stuff go on outside the cage that's been less than satisfactory, it's him. And he glazes Jones every single chance he gets. For me, this sets a bad precedent. I think Mokaev should have been re-signed. And I also believe he should have been given a title shot. But that's not to be. And he's been cut. Seems as though he'll probably go to PFL, maybe win a title there, make some good money. But he should have been fighting Pantoja next. And the UK kind of have been robbed from another potential champion. Mokaev's been robbed of potentially being UFC champion. And I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that's right. But I will discuss that in more detail simply because I want to do a video on Dana White's whole press conference where he speaks about the bonus structure, speaks about that fight, speaks about Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad, etc. Yeah, a lot to chop up. But people, this is a review show in the books. UFC 304, in my opinion, didn't live up to the hype. Maybe put it down to the time of the event. So many extenuating circumstances. Ultimately, I think that is the main issue. UK fighters shouldn't be walking out at 6 in the morning to fight or 5 in the morning to fight. They should be walking out at 8, 9, 10, 11 in the evening. But UFC are going to do what they're going to do. I'd probably give the pay-per-view as a whole a 2.5 out of 5 overall. 2.5 out of 5. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts on who people should fight next. Your thoughts on Leon Edwards versus Belal, Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, etc. If Leo should get an automatic title shot again, a rematch, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And let me know in the comments below, people. Please smash that like button, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, also please subscribe to the channel as well. Follow us on Twitch as well. As I said, I'll be dropping another video tomorrow and then back hopefully on Tuesday for combat catch up with Luke and Jamie, and hopefully another guest as well potentially. So make sure you smash that notification bell, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow on social media at Callum Sanderson, at the Sanderson Show. Till we see you next time. Thank you all for watching, tuning, listening. Take care, people.